And so talk a little bit more. Of course, you have the barbecue and Brunswick Stew annual sale. Is of course eat in or take out for the STEM Routine Club. That is coming up on November 18th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's the following weekend. Talk a little bit more about it. What's some of the reasons you wanted to kind of put this all together?
Okay, so every year on I think it's the second weekend of November. This one's going to be the 18th. They've always done Brunswick stew. Um, this year is our 65th anniversary. STEM Real 10 Club. I think we were born 1958 November, something like
Okay.
that. Uh, the let's see, we were sponsored by. I'm trying to think of the name of the club. Anyways, it'll come to me in a minute. But that's been our tradition since pretty much the beginning. Um, this year, because of the 65th anniversary, some of the club members said, let's bring the public in.
Hmm.
Um, COVID hit. We're not, we hadn't had a lot of people inside, and let's bring them inside and let's maybe make the plates a little
Hmm.
cheaper. So we're and something else. We haven't been cooking barbecue for the public. We've been only cooking Brunswick stew. And I'm a barbecue
Oh,
guy, so
oh yeah,
I'm like, hey, let's cook barbecue, Brunswick stew, hush puppy slaw,
yeah.
bring everybody inside. And then one of our members raised his hand. He's like, let's make the plates $8 a plate, you know. And of course, we'll be losing a little money, but we want the public to come in.
Yeah.
Come in, enjoy yourself, fellowship, stay as long as you want, have a good time. Let us know if you need anything.
Of course, Lee Clayton joins us here at the STEM Rutan Club regarding the barbecue and Brunswick stew sale coming up on November 18th of the following weekend. You talked a little bit about it where this is your 30th. What did I say? Well,
This is
you're celebrating.
This is our 65th
Thank you.
anniversary.
65th. And so this has always been a great tradition. But one of the things that last couple of times we've had you on the program, of course, we both love food, so that's not a problem. But you wanted to kind of get the word out. Say we do these fundraisers to be able to give back to our community, and one way to do that is to cook food. So talk a little bit more about that. With the food process and some of the things that you come up with throughout the last couple of years.
So most of our fundraisers are either barbecue chicken, Brunswick stew. We have extended ourselves to doing like the Butner chicken picking.
Mhm.
We was in the competition. We wanted to show the public how good we were at cooking our
Mhm.
chickens. So we got first place in
There you
that.
go.
But just know that the barbecue chicken, Brunswick stew, and in the past, and I want to get this started back. We used to do like breakfast pancakes, sausage. We used to do spaghetti suppers. We used
Oh
to
man.
have bingo. I mean, it was so many things. And then the funds that we raise, we look for needs in the community and we give back. I mean, it's literally that much. If somebody's house burns down, they call us up. I hit the board and say, hey, these folks, they need $500 in a hotel room or something. Our job's to do that. So don't be afraid to contact the Real Tan Club and let us know if there's a
Mhm.
need in the community. And if we need to put a fundraiser on for that reason, we'll do that.
And so, can I give out? You see, call Lee Clayton. Of course, can I give out your number real quick? Is
Absolutely.
that okay? So 919-201-5913. I should have asked that before we
No,
went
you're fine.
live. But 919-201-5913, or you can shoot an email to simruintangclub@outlook.com. And so that's and kind of lead way into our next question. And then we're going to get back into the stew here in just a second because it smells fantastic. Of course, if you're tuned in by way of our video, you can see he brought out the cast iron. I mean, it's perfect.
Is there any other way to
That's
heat stew?
exactly
I was
right.
like, we're not microwaving the stew. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
And so what is and you mentioned a little bit about the purpose of what you guys do. But what is, the club time, but what is the true definition of what you guys personally do and want to be able to give back to the community?
Our definition of what we do is the Real Ten stands for rural community and fellowship and goodwill towards men, and that's the Real Ten is national. There's I don't know how many clubs there are. There may be several hundred. I think it started in Virginia, but we have a national that we answer to and have guidelines to go by, and we have boxes that we need to check with them to show what we can do for the community. They kind of give us some guidelines to go by to try to help us lead us the right way to help the community like we're supposed to. And that's going to be community service, patriotism, just it's any one of many things that a volunteer should do in the community. That's what we're fostering. And we also want to bring the next generation in and teach them those values too, so that we can turn the club over to them also.
Oh, perfect. And of course, the first Routine Club was chartered back in 1928, which is crazy. I mean, hard to believe. Again, there's over 1,000 clubs and over a little over 23,000 members, which is phenomenal. The history of it, a little bit of it, started back in Holland, Virginia. So you guys have been celebrating 65 years this year. So one of those ways we can kind of get back is buy some stew. So let's talk a little bit more about it. Tell me before we kind of crack open the cast iron a little bit, but
okay,
talk a little bit more about the stew.
Brunswick stew. So we put pork, beef, and chicken in our stew. It's got some corn, butter beans, and other whatnot secrets. We are cooking our meats over coal, charcoal or wood, hickory and oak. And then we're going to put it in the stew and make a traditional Brunswick stew. The stew cups, quarts of stew is going to be $10 a quart, and the barbecue is going to be $10 a pound.
Okay.
And this is our first year doing the barbecue, so we're pretty sure we're going to sell out of that pretty quick. But I'm hoping to push the stew up to about 900 quarts this year. And we're also going to try to make some extra stew because we are bringing people inside, and the $8 a plate. So we want to try to feed the inside, but we got a bunch of regular customers. I mean, I've got calls yesterday. Lee saved me 25 quarts.
Oh, there you go.
So but so I've got several people, 20, 25, 40 quarts. So you think about, a few people is going to get me closer to 9. I got to, I'm sure eventually we'll have more pots going and stuff like that.
Wow. And so how many members do you currently have?
Right now I have 23.
And so everybody is kind of chipping in to be able to get this going. I can't even imagine starting to put 25 to 40 quarts of Brunswick stew together. That's a lot of work.
Yep. So it's a lot of work. So we're going to start cooking Friday, get our meats going, cut our potatoes up, onions, and things like that. We'll start putting our stew together Friday evening.
Okay.
And the guys love to, and we put it together Friday evening, and we get it going, and we stir it into the night until Saturday. Last year we stopped about 2 a.m.
Wow.
This year I'm probably trying to slow down, go back to 11 p.m. And what I'll do is I'll keep the stew at a good temperature, like above 160.
Okay.
I'll probably sleep there with the stew. Some other guys they'll bring some campers up there, and that's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fellowship. And by the morning, it should be cool enough or right around that 160 temperature to where we can start dipping it out of the pots into the cups.
Wow.
And cup it up. And so you'll have fresh stew. It won't be frozen. It won't, been done a week ago, all this other stuff. It's fresh.
It's real fresh. And
it's fresh.
Homemade. I mean, everything's together.
It's come together probably over a 24-hour period, a little bit of time,
Wow.
different things cooked and stuff like that.
So how big is the pot that you guys are using? I mean, stirring and going to be dipping from?
We have 225-gallon pots.
Wow.
So they stand about this tall, this big around. The guys in the past, way before me, designed them so that they're on a pivot. You can dump them, wash them out.
Wow.
All this other
and how many
stuff.
pots do you have?
Just two.
Just two. Okay.
Just two. But if you fill them up, you'll get about 900 quarts out of them.
That's awesome.
And we have two 1,000-gallon cookers that, oh my gosh. I mean, the possibilities. I was looking at the other day. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 hogs maybe that we could put on these
Holy
grills
cow.
all at one time.
Yeah. Sounds like some kind of music kind of thing coming.
I'm seeing some bluegrass in our future.
Yes, sir. You let me know.
Look, I'm talking to the right folks. Hopefully, congratulations to Casey Dover. He got reelected. I had put a bug in his ear about, I'm like, hey, don't you want to do a bluegrass concert, with some barbecue and some,
Man,
he's like,
I'm
all about it. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Look forward to next year. Cause if he's game, I'm game.
Yeah. That's right. It takes an idea and then let's roll with it. So I
That's
love
right.
it. And I love bluegrass anyway. So that's perfect.
Right.
Again, you are tuned into our local talk program here on Next Door Radio. We have Lee Clayton in the studio. If you're tuned by way of our video, you can see there is a cast iron pot on the table right now. We're going to be dipping some stew here in just a second. But of course, Lee is with the STEM Ruatang Club. Talk a little bit about the barbecue and Brunswick stew annual sale coming up on November 18th, of course, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Anything else during that kind of fellowship and day of the annual sale that our listeners need to know about?
Well, just know that we're bringing them in this year. So you guys that want to eat inside, just go ahead and park. Come on inside. Get your if you want to order a to go before you get your meal, that's fine. We'll set it aside for you. That brings me to something else. You can actually pre-order stew if you want to call me on that number, 919-201-5913, or text me, or hit me up on Facebook or whatever. A lot of people reserve their stews. So, but we do want the folks that end up, we always sell out, blah, blah, blah. We want you to come inside and eat, even if you don't get your quarter stew.
Yeah.
We're going to try to have enough for everybody, at least taste it or whatever. So, you are welcome to reserve some. I will put a sticky note on there. And, one guy, like I said yesterday, 25 quarts. I'm going to put a sticky note on his, and he's going to come. He's paying a lot of money. He loved it so good. Last year I looked up, he got 10.
Wow. So he improved just a little bit.
He's like, man, I need to have a whole season's worth. So
he sticks him in the freezer.
Sticks him in the freezer,
Man,
and
that's what I'm talking about.
That's his dinner probably once a week. I would guess.
I love it. All right, I'm tired of waiting, so let's go
do
ahead.
it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dip it in.
Okay,
and we'll see how it goes. Of course, I'm going to walk over to my my other microphone. So here, stay tuned. Hold a second. All righty. Of course, you can see me, the camera here. We appreciate you tuned into the local talk program here on Next to Ready. Ready to go? Here we go.
Ready for the wow factor?
Juices galore. Oh, man. Look at there. Oh, it smells so good. If you missed, course, we have any left over after this day, you can go ahead and stop by the studio. You can have a cup. We got a small, we have a large cup. But again, this is what, 1 quart? 1 quart.
This is the last quart.
Is it really?
This is it.
Ah,
I know what it's supposed to taste like. Like I said, forbidden from microwave. So I'm like, she's got to have some iron. You got to warm it up good. Gonna put it back. So we want bowl cup.
We'll do the whatever we have left. So we'll do the bowl first, and then of course we'll go from there. We'll see what we got. Grab a spoon here. Yeah, buddy. Look at there. Look at there. So if you can see I know I'm in the screenshot here, but there's that a little bit. Let's see if I can see my screen. There it is. Man, oh man. I'll do it together.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go. Yeah, buddy.
Dude.
Man. Is this the first time you've had it too? Since last year? Wow.
Not much has changed.
Oh,
That's good time.
Look at there. And you're missing out if you are not here. Of course, Angela, she's running late. Of course, she's got some meetings to go to, so I'm taking her bowl.
So I taste a little bit of heat, a tad of sweet. It's not too stringy. Let's call it good spoon equity. I got potato, butter bean, corn, and all kinds of mixes.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned a little bit more because again, it's easy to eat. It's not too hot. Of course, it has like you mentioned the heat factor of it. But man,
it's got a bite. It's got a small bite. Not hot enough that would offend somebody that is not used to hot food.
There you go. Of course, to me, you start putting some spices, and I'm ready to roll. I love my spicy food.
And you can taste the barbecue taste in there a little bit. It's got a slight. I'm not gonna say super smoky, but you can tell something's been grilled in there. Something's been.
There you go. There you go, man. So this is what they can expect here on November 18th for the upcoming barbecue and brunch with stew coming up there at the STEM Ruetan Club. But this is what they can kind of expect, kind of go that route. Man.
So, all right, let's talk about the hush puppies for a second. Atkinson's meal.
I'm going to keep eating, by the way.
That's fine. You have to make the pilgrimage to Atkinson's meal.
All right.
To buy their flour, like a 25-pound bag.
All right.
These guys are so awesome. If you don't have a way to cook hush puppies, they will lend you the equipment and this like $2,000 hush puppy dropper thing that you do. Have you ever seen one?
So is that like
a
the
show?
Wow.
So it's like this thing. It's a big hopper, and my buddy, he made him a cooker that you can put it on. It's got an arm. You crank it, and it's the same thing as a donut dropper, but it's got a hush puppy die on there, and it makes perfect hush puppies.
Man.
And for all you guys like, I wonder what they use to mix with the hush puppies. Sweet Betsy. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, go to Atkinson's meal. Sweet Betsy. Talk to them about why does those guys pick up so much Sweet Betsy blah 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 flour, and they'll sell you the right stuff.
Wow. I love it. It's very, very good. And so talk a little bit more about the barbecue and Brunswick stew sale coming up on November 18th. How can they get a hold of you if they want to reserve, they want to go ahead and call in to buy that 25, 40 quarts, whatever it is?
November the 18th. Okay. You can text me all the way up until the day of. I will reserve 919-201-5913. Text me. I will put your order in. If you feel like you want to pay for it or come by early, that's fine. Most of the time, it's a good old boy network. We pretty much trust it. We haven't been screwed over yet. So just come on by. We'll put your name on a sticky note with 10 quarts or whatever. And, we try to honor our word.
There you go.
So, but, and hit me on Facebook or, I don't know what else. That's 201-5913. And
your email.
The email is it goes to another guy. So, maybe just text me if you can.
There you go.
All right. That's be the best way. That way we won't miss you.
And the number one more time.
919-201-5913.
Fantastic. My friend, this has been awesome. I can't appreciate it for feeding me today.
It's fun, man.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, November 18th, the barbecue and Brunswick stew sale coming up for STEM Ruetan Club. Again, you're tuned in to our local talk program here on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, the Next Door Radio app. We'll see you later.
Thank you.